Sporting Journal Radio, presented by Onyx.
Before we let you get back to fishing there, Don, maybe, like say somebody comes into Joe's Sporting Goods there and says, all right, Don, I want to do some trout fishing. What are the basics? What should I buy? What should I bring?
Ooh, all right. So if you want to go after those stream trout, actually think like a sunfish or like a crappie and use those smaller hooks. The tungsten jigs, VMC has one out called the bullfly or even the mustache jig, which has really been producing lately. It's been fantastic.
I must ask you a question about trout
the
fishing.
mustache. And you can put a little something on that mustache. You know that, right? You want to put a little waxworm on there.
Sure.
The bullfly and the mustache, use them with waxworms. Same with clam. Clam has some jigs out, tungsten jigs called the drop kick. And even 2 waxworms on there just to get them to flutter, or even using plastic bodies. Clam has the Mackie plastics. They have all kinds of different patterns, different larvae and nymph patterns. Chaotic bait is another one. There's all kinds of options out there that you can use, but just go small and go, approximately 6 feet under the ice and just slowly jig it. And I tell you what, as I was sitting here earlier today, these rainbows come in and they will hit that jig. They'll hit it with their nose. They'll bump it. It's almost as though they're trying to wound the prey, and they'll bump that. And you think you missed them, but they turn and they'll come right back and eventually just, bam, they just pound it. You will know immediately when you have a bite, which makes it a whole lot of fun. If you're going to try for the lake trout, going up to the Great Lakes, up to Chequamegon Bay perhaps, or up to those bigger lakes up on the Gunflint Trail, I would use tube jigs, spoons, any heavier spoons, like around a 1 ounce, 5/8, somewhere in that vicinity, I guess. And tip them with a fathead. If you can find some frozen smelt in the grocery stores or at any of those fish markets up there, utilize that too, because that's really oily and that's going to emit that smell that's going to draw them in. There's the Leech Flutter spoon is probably one of my favorite spoons. It's got such great action when you jig that. And again, those lake trout are going to be in deeper water. You're going to want to get down to the bottom and again, just keep working that jig up. And if there's nothing there, come up 10, 15 feet and work that section of the water column and just keep coming up and trying different things. They're also a very aggressive trout and they will come in and just hammer it.
Yeah. Hear more at sportingjournalradio.com or wherever you get podcasts.
If trophy lake trout and monster northern pike are on your list this summer, book a trip to Tasman Lake Lodge in northwestern Saskatchewan.
Everything from numbers to big fish.
See pictures, videos, and more at TasmanLake.com.
This is quite the fishery.
Our 5-star chef will feed you well after a day of chasing giants on Tasman Lake.
Dream come true.
Get rates, dates, and more of what you can expect.
It could be the best fishing you've ever had in your life.
At TasmanLake.com. That's TasmanLake.com. Tasman Lake Lodge is a proud partner of Tourism Saskatchewan.